Good morning, traders, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about INBS, our top gainer of the day, and where I went wrong on it and why I thought maybe the risk reward on it wasn't justified. I'm also thinking, since I'm in Utah right now and this is the first day I didn't have a coffee, I'm thinking maybe I could blame it on the coffee for not being as aggressive. I don't know. But here's what I analyzed in hindsight on INBS. First of all, there was kind of a lot of pros. It was earnings winner, so it had a catalyst. Typically, earnings winners are, though, less explosive and a bit more grindy, but INBS was not that case, and it's up over 100%. I think it's because it had that 0.8 float, which is pretty nice, and it was the only top gainer. I think if there was other gainers, I don't think INBS would have done nearly as good, because this was really the only ticker to watch. And I checked the warrants, and they only had warrants that were exercisable after 6.6. So all these things were looking pretty good. And the con was only the daily price action. I really didn't like the fact that this thing popped up and then consolidated and popped up again. I couldn't really get a good read on this one, and I think I was way too conservative on it. And you'll see that in my live trading as well on this ticker. Here's my recording, and I started a little bit late because I did an accidental trade. I actually wanted to change my time of force to pre-market, so extended hours, and instead I clicked buy the bid. I'll show you guys how that looks in a second, but basically I click this arrow and then I have some more options that pop up. And that was my first trade. I think that threw me off a little bit because technically we had a 5-minute breakout. If we just come back here 10 seconds again, you'll see on the bottom left, we had that pullback on the 5-minute as well, but we're having a nice pullback here, 9 EMA coming in. So what I should have done was been sizing here. But again, this was an accidental trade. I think that threw me off a little bit, and I wasn't really ready for this one, even though I was literally saying in the Discord, I feel like we're going to get a ticker that pops up. So I already was in the mindset we're going to get a 9 to 9:30 winner, which we did, because pre-market there was absolutely nothing. However, somehow this one really did slip through my fingers. So we're getting a nice 5-minute breakout, and we had that 1-minute pullback. We're breaking out again. And, we have room to run. I'll map out the levels in a second. You'll see that. But we have room to run. And we just broke over the 4. So what I should be doing is sizing in here at $4, sizing in at $3.98. Boom. That could have been the trade of the day right there. I could have been basically done with trading on this one move. I mean, this is like 30 cents a share. So that would have been an incredible trade. The volume was coming in as well, over 200,000 shares pre-market. And, too little too late. I finally adjust the share size to what I need. I want to be at 5,000 per lot and get a total of $20,000. But, just too little. There you can see it here. Yeah, I had time of force day. I switch it back to good till cancel, even though we only have 3 minutes before the market open. So you can really tell I'm not in a flow state at all. I'm a little bit too little too late on all these things. Watching this or on playback is a little bit funny. You can also see how close the good till cancel to join the bid is. So basically I changed this today and I click join the bid instead. And then now I'm changing it back to good till cancel because I'm like, wait a second, there's actually tradable opportunity right now. And yeah, just this one caught me off guard today without a question. Pops up 450. $1.5 resistance, classic. I don't know why I'm not trading this a little bit more aggressively. And at this point, I'm kind of done mentally on it, at least for pre-market. So I'm going to get ready for the market open. I'm charting out some major support and resistance lines. I'm basically saying to myself, okay, well, we have some really good upside potential to at least this $556 zone, because that's kind of a gap fill that we're looking for. And then these are the bigger resistance zones I'm also looking for. Coming back here for the market open, we have another 50 seconds. Let me fast forward here a little bit. And now we're open. And I have some limit orders down here. I'm looking for that morning panic, around like 6 to 7% morning panic. So again, I'm on the wrong side of this one mentally. I should have just been trading the price action because this one was actually holding pretty well. It was a little bit hesitant here, but with that low float, it has that explosive potential. And it's the only gapper, guys. It's the only gapper today. So I should have been a bit more attentive to that and really jumped in it for the break of 450. And then now that we're breaking this zone, 450 is support. I should have been buying here off of 450 right here in this area. And look how it's holding. That was already 3 tests. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm just like killing time, it feels like. A little bit struggling here at the break of 460. But still, this is in play. 5-minute breakout, having that little pullback. I probably would have taken some profits here because that breakout was a little bit weak. but I should be buying right now. So I'm just never really doing what I should be doing on this ticker that's, you know, going in the right direction. So now it crawls back up and I'm kind of chasing. So you could really tell that I'm just doing everything wrong, and I actually give back here. These are just tiny indecisive trades. They're not even really worth looking at because I don't think there's any lessons to take away besides if you're really not in a flow state, like I am clearly not on INBS right now, then there's no need to trade and there's no need to definitely go in big size. I still have my lot size. I don't want to size down. I want to do my 4x lots. And if you guys are wondering about what I mean by lot size, check on how I size scalp trading. It was yesterday's video and I dive quite deep into my new sizing strategy, which was working pretty well. So at this point, I kind of realize I'm trading this one really bad. I'm just jumping in without a real game plan. At this point, it is a bit extended, but if I wanted to trade it, which I think is fine, I should at least be buying low. Like I should be buying here instead of up here looking for that breakout because there's big whole dollar resistance right here. So at this point, I really realize how bad I'm trading right now. And it's not even necessarily the ticker because there was some really good opportunities on it. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I need like a bigger pullback. I need a 5-minute setup. I need something, but I can't just keep trading this the way it is. And you can see sometimes I am fumbling around here a little bit, but I remember that exact thought was going through my head. I buy off the support here because it just doesn't seem like it's going to crack, and it kind of seems like it's going to be a bit more grindy. So at this point, I'm trying to take some small wins just to kind of get in the mindset of trading again. And at this flush here, I actually really liked. I like the fact that we're breaking VWAP and there's huge 5-minute support right around this area. But I do realize we actually have more downside potential to maybe something closer to like 420. And that's my goal here. So let's fast forward a little bit. And yeah, there we have, let me go back one. Yeah, there's that nice dip. I have some limit orders. I'm looking for that entry at 415, 420, anything below 420 really was my goal. Decent share size, you know, I'm up 10,000. So I have 2 lots on this one. Again, check out that video from yesterday with the lots. It'll make a lot more sense if you haven't. And I'm doing a good job, I think, here on the backside, even though I'm not crazy about trading backside. But I've noticed when I'm really not in the flow on a day, sometimes doing something a little bit unorthodox like trading backside tends to do quite okay. As opposed to if I'm on the flow on the day and I made a lot of money front side and then I trade backside, it's usually really bad. So this is something I do acknowledge, and that's why I'm trading backside a little bit here, because the front side for some reason didn't work at all today for me. So now I'm looking for basically a little bit of a fake out to the downside and a pop back to VWAP, which we kind of get here, but it doesn't end up popping as much as I hope. So there's twice where it pops up, it doesn't break so much higher. And you can see I'm looking for that breakout, and then I'm just like, man, why is it not breaking out? So twice I actually end up closing lower when this actually could have been a quite little decent base hit. I could have done much better on this one. It actually has that fake out here and then pops back to the 9 EMA, but I didn't go for it. There's that move. And at this point, I'm really thinking to myself, wow, like that was an exhausting and poor execution on my end. And if I wanted to make money on this ticker, it feels like it would have been pre-market here, but you know, on the real-time TOS, as you guys see now, it actually did end up breaking pretty nicely here. But I don't know what it is. I just did not have the conviction to trade this ticker. I felt like, yeah, maybe it really was the lack of caffeine, because typically caffeine is not good for your trading, but I've kind of gotten used to it and it wakes me up a little bit because I am getting up quite early over here. And I don't know, maybe I did need a little bit of push, a little bit of blind optimism. There was a nice 5-minute breakout and a 1-minute pullback here, and there was a huge break, 20%. So, you know, in a way, this is a little bit like lucky in terms of trying to get an exit. I don't think obviously the entry would have been luck here. I think there was a good opportunity to jump in on this one, but man, that exit, it popped up and pulled right back down again. So you almost had to have some limit orders ready to go. I know some of you guys in the Discord caught that, and that was amazing. So I'm super stoked. Other people were nailing this one, but for me, I don't know. I just wasn't in the right mindset, and that's okay. You know, not every day is going to be really good. If it's the tickers, you know, today I didn't feel too good until INBS popped up, and sometimes there's just cold days or no trade days, right? And then some days, maybe you're the one that's a little bit cold and not working. I think that was a little bit the case today. And, you know, I think it's important to acknowledge that and not start trying to make that, $2, $3, $4, $500,000, whatever your goals are. Because at this point, there's low volume. It's kind of risky out there. There's nothing looking too good. I mean, even on my second chart, I barely have anything up here, which is quite unusual. We have two gappers from yesterday that look pretty rough as well. So I think just locking in whatever you have, it's a scratch day. It is what it is. But more importantly, there's no need to make this into like a max loss day just because you're having a little bit of FOMO or you see other people doing really well and you're just like, man, I wish I had a good trade. And then before you know it, you're at max loss because you forced a trade that didn't exist. Like if I just, went really long somewhere here looking for that pop higher and I just got flushed into. Let me show you guys my stats for today and the week as well. So I'm up 120 today, basically just a total scratch day. Here's my day trading portfolio up 140. This, man, I want to get this to $250,000. That's my goal. I feel like we can do that this year pretty easily. And I want to get this average position cost at least to $10,000, which I think I'm doing pretty well now. This week was a little bit slow for me. I started on Monday and Tuesday not doing really much, and then Thursday I had a $700 day. Yesterday, $1,100 day, and then today, small scratch day up 100. So really 2 decent days and then 3 scratch days. Now on Thursday, I did not do a great job of sizing. Here's my average position cost, basically 50% of what this portfolio usually does. And yesterday, though, this is where I did much better. I only did 9 trades yesterday, which is really, really impressive. I had a feeling it was under 10, and it was. But this is what I'm the most proud of, my average position size here at $10,000. I was really doing a good job at sizing. Look at that, my last trade on NRBO, a little bit of a scratch, but at least, I'm up here on this size. And you guys saw that in the video yesterday. This was a flush, and my leftover limit orders got filled, and this was sketchy because it was basically a falling knife, so this one could have got ugly. So I shouldn't be too proud of this trade, but I do like my overall average size. Check out the community tab and go over to the courses if you guys want to learn more about my exact trading strategy. There's a course here with 21 video lessons. We have, what do we got now? We got 4.6 stars on this one, pretty awesome. And then Tom also came out with a new course. He's absolutely slaying it, so definitely check out his course. And once you finish it, you can leave a review. So let's see who the first one to leave a review is. You could do it totally free with the 2-day trial, and you'll probably be able to complete both these courses. They're not so long. First one to leave a review on Tom's course, we'll give a shout out to, and we'll read some of the reviews on a future recap. That should be interesting. No pressure, Tom. So yeah, kind of a slow week for me overall, but it was my first week now in Utah. Had to get used to some time zone differences and also had some fumbling on Monday with some internet issues and the stream. So that threw me off on Monday quite a bit. This is the full recap for the week. We have to add the 120 for today. So it's pretty small base hit, $1,500 week. It's okay. I think for the amount I actually traded this week and having to get used to a new trading time zone and environment, I think it was pretty okay. I could have done a little bit better with my position size, so that's going to be my big focus going into first full week of February. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in and dropping that like. Have a great weekend and see you next time.